There is no one who will call point of order to the president when he does the State of the Nation address. They change a law specially for the EFF because they are scared of the EFF. Point of order is a tool that is used in Parliament to hold the president accountable. When you take away the point of order, you are saying the president must not be held accountable. Not even Zuma did that. Not even Mbeki did that. They pass a law to protect one individual against accountability. They pass a law to protect Palapala. They pass a law to protect CR17 documents where the president was given billions to buy to be a president of the ANC. They pass a law to prevent the EFF from fighting the president who created the highest form of unemployment in South Africa. Today, almost more than 50% of the youth of South Africa are not working because Ramaphosa is the president. He is the only man who destroyed our economy, who did not create jobs for the youth of South Africa. That's why we must remove him in May when we go to the elections. Ramaphosa ANC voted against the expropriation of land without compensation. We wanted to get the land and give it to you because without land you are nothing. We want to give you land so that we restore your dignity. As a black person who doesn't own property, you will never enjoy the respect of anyone. You are respected if you own property. So the fight for the land is not a land in jail. It's the restoration of the dignity of black people. That's why white people, even when they are not educated, the last form of an Afrikaner domkop, he always has confidence, even when he's not educated. You ask yourself why. It's because they own the land. It's because they own property. That's why even here in Inanda, when a person stays in a shack with a piece of land, when he comes from a wedding and he's drunk or tipsy, when he gets into his shack or his piece of land, he stands there and says, "Kukuhamela," because the land does that to you. You know that at least I own a piece of property, and that's what we want you to own. We want to fight load shedding because this man found Inanda with some form of electricity. Since Ramaphosa became president, Inanda became the darkest place because of load shedding. So if you don't want load shedding, you must stand up in May and go and vote against load shedding, because Eskom was destroyed by the ANC and only the EFF can fix Eskom. So we need to come out in our numbers. Imagine a person who respects himself or herself. Before you go to vote, as an elderly person, you suspect you are going to find a queue at the voting station. So before you leave your house, you rush to the toilet before you go. That time, you rush to a toilet that is not flushing. You go to vote and vote for the same people who did not give you a flushing toilet, because no human being must drop it and still see it. Only an animal must drop it and see it. Once you don't have a flushing toilet, it means they treated you like an animal for the last 30 years. And when you go to vote, you must say, this thing ends today. I'm tired of not having a flushing toilet. We are voting for flushing toilets. Flushing toilet goes hand in hand with the proper houses. Because these people say, we are giving you RDP houses. Even those RDP houses are given to relatives and are given through connection. If you don't have connection, you don't get an RDP house. But it will not restore your dignity. It is not a house if it doesn't have a flushing toilet inside. Once they give you an RDP house without a flushing toilet outside, you must know they are treating you the same way they did during apartheid. Flushing toilet is a definition of a proper house. It's not a proper house without inside flushing toilet. We want you to have a proper settlement, human settlement. Human settlement means you must have a shopping mall, you must have schools nearby, you must have clinics, and not just clinics, a clinic that operates 24/7 with an ambulance, with nurses, with health machines inside, because we want that clinic to provide service to our people. But today, even when you have a clinic, they close it at 4 o'clock, as if you are only sick during the day and you are not sick at night, because we are led by fools who can't think. So we have a duty to vote for a clinic that operates 24/7. They say EFF will close the grants. We are not going to close the grant. We are going to double the grants, because the grants are what works for our people. When you give Abu Gogo a grant, they don't play cards with a grant. They buy a bag of meal, put it behind the door, and feed all our children. Why are you not giving such people more money? Because they are using it responsibly. We want to go and fetch that money in Pala, which was put under mattress and in the sofas, and give it to Abu Gogo. And our child grant must also be doubled, because every child must be looked after. Today, you are complaining about crime. It is because these children don't have food at home. But once you give them food at home, at school, you give them free shoes, free uniform, free stationery, even food at school, they will not have any chance to do anything but to study, because they must be children. When I say they must double the child grant, they say no, Malema wants these people to make more children. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with making more children. And you can't say a person is poor, must not have a child. Once you say a person is poor, must not have a child, you are denying that family a child who can be born in a poverty family, become a better child, and break the generational curse in that family. Some of us come from poor families. If our mothers listen to that stupid argument that the poor must not make children, we were not going to be here. We were born in poverty. We will not die in poverty. We will fight poverty and change our families. You must reproduce. And when they say, how are you going to support these children? Tell them their father Malema will support them when he takes over government. Because a caring government is a government that looks after children and women. So We are here to serve black people, and we are not ashamed of serving black people. So fighters, on Saturday, we need you in your numbers at Moses Mabhida. The buses are leaving at 7 a.m. on Saturday. You must be ready. We'll say many more things at Moses Mabhida. I was just here to tell you that we are officially here. If there was a fool that said Malema will not enter Moses Mabhida until the fool is dead, it means he will be dead by Saturday. We are thanda senfikile mkhona mzoba Moses Mabhida on Saturday. No one can declare a no-go area for Julius Malema. Not the IFP can do that, not the DA can do that, not the ANC can do that. No human being can stop me from coming to KwaZulu-Natal unless that person is ready to be crushed by the red train, because the EFF is an unstoppable train. If you stand before it, it will crush you. We are here to stay, and no one can take us out of KwaZulu-Natal. Let's go Saturday. Let's go and show them flames. All types of things you want are there at Moses Mabhida. Whether food, t-shirt, entertainment, politics, all of it is there at Moses Mabhida. You will find it right on your arrival. Let's make sure there is discipline, and old people are given the first preference, because we must respect our elders who support the EFF. Amandla! Amandla! Tata, EFF Tata! Thank you very much.